So in this video I'm going to be replacing the windscreen on this Volkswagen Scirocco. It's a basic replacement. Windscreen's cracked here. I've already checked the windscreen is the correct one for the vehicle. Just put a protective sheet on the roof. I'm going to pop the rear view mirror off. Now you might not always be able to see it with this camera. It's just a point of view camera, but I can't always get a great picture. It's because of where just the angle of my head and where my eyes look are all sometimes different to the camera. I'll just separate these two plastic pieces here in the mirror. And that's already hanging off, which it shouldn't be, which makes them think it's been off before at some point. I just have to carefully detach the sensor from the windscreen.
His weaknesses, and it's going to be a better match for sure.
I would love to play her again and showcase her talent and also what I have. I think this is a great stepping stone forward for the sport of tennis.
And the third round action.
Don't know why the radios came on, but
this afternoon, the schedule includes.
I'll just leave that hanging there, and I'll pop the bonnet. Just remove that seal. Pretty straightforward, these. There's not much stripping down, just pop these wiper nut cover caps off. Got a bit of WD-40 in there. That's it, release that. It was already a 14mm I had on it from my last job. To get these wipers off, I just have to flex the wiper elbow here. I'm just hoping that they come off because they're quite tight. I don't think they've been off for a while. That's fine. If it doesn't come off that easy, I usually just spray some release oil on it and let it soak in for 5-10 minutes. If that doesn't want to come off, I'll put my wiper puller on it. I don't want to flex it too much if we end up breaking the wiper arm, the wiper motor arm. Just make sure that's right over the top. Just slowly tighten it up, it should just pop. Is it? Let's just run that along there. Really brittle. Oh man. Jesus. What a brittle skull. Jesus Christ. don't think this has ever been off. Yeah, it's just all split. I'm going to cut this out using my wire cutout tool from inside. I could use my multi-tool with my fine blade on it, or my Kent tool, but it's really close to the bodywork and there's a good chance I can scratch that paintwork up there, especially at the sides where the body's risen above the windscreen. Pretty tight along the top, it's pretty rusted. Or dash protectors. So I've just got to find the corner, and I'll just push this tool right down until you can see it sticking out there. I'll get my cutout wire. Just make sure that loops in here. Pull that through. Let's just go pull it right through. We'll just cut that end off. Cut tool here, ratchet system. And I'll just feed that wire into the spindle there. Just take off any slack. And I'll feed this wire round on the outside. So I'm going to be cutting along the bottom first, it's pulling back on itself. So I need to make sure I put this round the bottom first, all the way around. And just make sure it's not catching on any pieces of metal or that along the bottom there. And just get it in first, double check it before I start cutting it out. You can see it's really tight to the body at the corner here. No wonder it's rusted. Just going to have to make sure this wire is pushed right down past the 2 layers of the laminate. That's just getting in there and no more, luckily. I think it's possibly had a windscreen fitted before. There's a Volkswagen window in it, but it could have been done at the dealership. It just seems to be a bit off-centred. It's hard to tell. I should be able to tell with the bond line that's on it. Although I didn't think that skull had been off before, so the jury's out on that one. So I've fed it all the way around. I'm just going to go along the bottom and attach it to this sucker here. So this will just stop the wire from pulling back in. Once I've cut along the bottom, up the side, along the top and down the other side, it's going to be cut right through there. So as I say, I might not get a great video on this because it's quite tight in here, and when I move my head, I'm not going to be always facing the cutout part, because the camera doesn't follow my eyes. So I'm basically just ratcheting that in there. I've got the dash protectors tucked in right down the dash to protect the dash from the wire digging into it. I'll just move that along accordingly. It just gets a bit tight there in the middle. It's probably where the join is in the glue. There's usually a big blob where it's been joined. Just push that in there. Pretty much along the bottom, all the way along the bottom. Just got to make sure that I get that dash in there so I'm not cutting it gets past the start of the side trim. It just gently does it. So once I get to there, it's the bottom cut out, I'll just remove the tool, take it up to this corner. Always doubling back on yourself with the wire. Now I can push this dash tool into the side trims as well, just so I don't damage the side trim. Just slowly go up. Once I get up to the corner, I just change it again, go along halfway. Just make sure that the wire's not going to dig into the head cloth. It's usually quite tight at the corner, so you just got to be gentle with it till you get round. And just push that in, just keeping it tight to the top. Sometimes I've got a couple of other bits of plastic tools I can wedge under there. So just bring this right across here, up to the other side. Just tuck that under there. Tuck that under the head cloth. Just make sure it's tucked right under. Quite tricky to get that under there. The head cloth's really tight to the top of the glass. Ah, God. What I'll do is I'll try and get this bit under it. Wedge it right under. That's it. Just slowly does it. Just making sure that you're not going to catch these wires. That's why I've got this tucked right underneath. Once you get so far along, I can just check it. It's digging in there a little bit. As I see, the head cloth is really tight to the glass. Nearly there. Just take it right to the bottom. I'm just going to take it really slow here because I've not got a great angle until I get to this corner. That's it. I'll just take it easy and keeping the pushed in there, right to the bottom. Nearly there. That's us right through, cut all the way around. So as I just cut this off, that wire's a one-time use only. Point of trying to use it, it just all coils up. I'll just unwind this and bin it. So the tool's ready for the next job. But I don't need that, it's just quite a small windscreen, I can lift this in without any assistance. We'll just go around and vacuum up any dirt or loose bits of trim. And I'll just cut the old urethane bead back using a scraper. Just being careful not to scratch the paintwork. A little bit of rust in there. I think it is factory fitted. It's not had a windscreen fitted before. Tell with the bond line. Quite badly rusted this, but that's what it is. Got an old car. So next stage is to clean the aperture. Give this a good clean up ready to. So I'll just clean the windscreen with some glass cleaner. I'll go around the edge of the glass and the aperture with my Terrason VR10 cleaner. And I'll prime both surfaces with the black primer Terrason Bond. Terrason all-in-one primer. This just gives proper adhesion for the urethane bead. Just make sure you put the primer on where the glue's going to go, which in this case is exactly where I've put it. And just follow the old, on the bodywork, just follow the old bond as guidance. You can also touch up any little scratch marks on the bodywork with this primer, just to stop any rust building up. Nothing I can do with that. A couple of bits of tape on the windscreen just to hold it in place. Stop it sliding down until the bond takes a grip. Two suckers on. Not my straightest bead, but I'll sort that out before the window's fried. So as you can see, you've got a high pointed bead with a V cut on the nozzle, and I'll just sort of edge it in the way so it doesn't spew down the side. So when you lift the glass in, the windscreen will push down nicely into that, creating 100% watertight bead all the way around. And I'll join these joins up once I've finished it. And as I say, I'm just following the old urethane line. So I'll just lift the window, trust the suckers, and I'm going to go in the bottom first because I think it could just go under the corners, and I'll just go up to the edge there. Just keep that tight to the top, and I've left a gap of about, what, 3 or 4 millimetres. Push that in, check the other side. Just push that up tight. I would say that's about the same. Well, not about. I could measure it with a measuring tape, but I don't need to. Pretty much bang on. And as you can see, there's an encapsulation trim along the top of the glass. That rubber trim there, it sits in the back of the glass and just sits on the body at the top. Yes, it's starting to rain, perfect timing. Aye. So make sure this is right in the right position. Why wasn't it in the first place? That's the question. That's it. And I'll just pop these covers back on. They just clip into place around the rear view mirror bracket. What be this? You can get out there. That's it. Pop back in place. I'm just going to start the engine, test the wipers, test the rain sensors working properly. The car starts. Let's reset the mirror. So this is the rain sensor. Obviously when the water hits this pad on there, it detects that it's raining. I don't want to go into the science, but that's how your wipers come on automatically, like that. So that's it. I'll give that windscreen a little wipe down. Don't need to tape anymore as the scuttle's in, holding it in place. Another job done. That's my last job of the year. Looks good. Thanks for watching.